I'm sitting here on iBlog. People come and go, especially guests, whatever. And I go to Facebook. Jeffrey Armstrong, he's on my friends list. He posted this: 75% of New Jersey nurses have considered leaving their jobs. Yeah, I experienced this with some of the nurses. They were creepy and disgusting, and they didn't care about anything, nothing. And a lot of them didn't know what they were doing. Seriously, and it's a NewJersey.com story. A staffage shortage is hurting patient care. New Jersey nurses say most have considered leaving bedsides. And then I started reading, what is a bedside nurse? 3/4 of New Jersey bedside nurses have recently considered leaving their jobs, and the majority say they've been placed in situations that put their license at risk, according to an alarming report released Thursday. So now, your license at risk, like you're supposed to do your job. Is somebody watching you right now, or you don't know what you're doing? It's and it says the survey concluded. This is a survey. The largest healthcare workers union in the state found an overwhelming sense of frustration among the 512 respondents, most of whom are bedside hospital nurses or were until recently. Bedside nurses. Bedside nurses thrive when outfitted with a wide set of skills, right? Best practices for effective modern patient care come from a thorough knowledge of and implementation of both technical and soft skills that are learned through education and practical experience. Several examples of each are listed below: patient assessment, telemetry, catheterization, infection control, diagnostic testing, setup and/or execution of treatment plans. Diagnostic testing. I mean, you got to diagnose people. You got to test, right? Um, you got to figure out what's wrong with the patient. If temperature goes up. If you got. I'm pretty sure you got the vitals, right? Let me see. The sharp rise in nurses leaving bedside care has exacerbated an existing staffing shortage in New Jersey hospitals and acute care facilities across the country. This finding validates concern of experienced nurses in HPA's focus groups that may have been fewer young nurses to fill the ranks as they retire. Yeah, I knew like one, two that were going to school and they were just very very slow in the brain. I mean, very slow. Like to the point where it's like I would not want to be in the same area when you were being a nurse. One was named Marissa. Marissa. She used to work at Pied Pipers. She was going on with this kid Patrick that pretended, he talked about he was my son or something like that. That was her. And at the Pied Pipers, the guy's name was Parrish. His daughter was supposed to go into, she was gonna go to nursing school, I guess, because Marissa was going and she figured out she could make a lot of money or something. But this chick didn't even know how to pick up like, pennies or dimes off the floor. She didn't know how, and she couldn't even like. Took her like 5 minutes to clean the glass. She was just standing there just doing the same thing over. I mean, like not brain dead, but like very very slow and dumb. You know, and those two are gonna be nurses. Like, oh geez, imagine those two, like, what about somebody's bedside and they have to take vitals or like, uh, you know, figure out something out. I mean, hopefully they learn something, right? Because Marissa was telling me that, her school is, the nursing school is kicking her ass, and like a lot of these girls, and maybe some guys, they just, they failed. Like the percentage was very low of people who make past nursing school. That's what she said. I don't know, but they're scared that their license is going to be put on test, or they're going to lose their license. Well, if you make a mistake and somebody dies, or somebody comes out worse than initially they came in, well, who cares about your license? What about that person's life and the person's well-being? I mean, it's not about you getting money or something like that. It's good too. You getting, paid for it, but this is a very responsible position. You need to have a brain and a conscience to actually care about it too. You got to care about that person. It is a very demanding job. It's not easy. Don't go in there if you don't know what you're doing. You're just gonna stand there, sit there, file your nails, just walk around. You just point at this and that. I mean, you actually, it's a very big responsibility. In the Trinitas, what I found, they were just, a lot of these nurses, they didn't even know how to, check my blood sugar. They didn't even know how to put that in. My mom does a better job. I do a better job because I did it multiple times. They didn't even know how to do that. A lot of these nurses. And, that's a very, very simple procedure, And yeah, some of these mechanisms they make it easy, but it's like you have to wait 30 seconds or something. It's not even that. They didn't even know how to puncture my finger to get the blood. I was like, well, what are you doing? What do you do with yourself? How come you're a nurse? Now what their license is gonna. They're scared of their license. You really think I care about their fucking license? I mean, my blood sugar from what they did to me went up to over 300, including the meds I was taking. I mean, screw your license. But 70, and well, that's because I think they took like what, 512 respondents. So out of the 512 respondents, nurses, right? 75% of them, I guess, they were skittish and they wanted to leave. They wanted to look for something else. I mean, that's that's a stat. It's an average. Who knows, right? But yeah, I mean, I would not want to be in a hospital. That's it's creepy and disturbing what they are. I told stories about that. They're very just like Mark Vaughn over there. They'll call you a cracker, all kinds of names if they don't like you. Like, go fuck yourself. And in behavioral health, I went after Trinitas and Elizabeth. This lady was just trying to say I'm a drunk. How many beers you drink? I'm like, how many? She said, how many beers you had this week? I was like, 6. Like, 6 every day. She's a Haitian. I'm like, listen, don't fucking put that up here. I don't drink 6 beers every day. And I got angry as hell, and I don't know if they put that on there. It's like, what the fuck, are you clowning me? You're a fucking joke. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself, And I was being admitted. Like, you guys are a fucking disaster. Who the fuck are you people? What do you do with yourself? This isn't fucking high school. You could joke around after, in a cafeteria. This is serious business. This is my life. Fuck you and your license. I don't give a fuck about you. You don't give a fuck. You don't give me my respect. You play with my life. Who the fuck cares about you? And by the way, that whole, they're scared. What? Because, like, you gotta do work and you gotta use your brain? That's what you're scared of? So why the fuck did you even get the New Jersey, nursing license to begin with? In Trinidad, there's these 2 chicks. Yeah, I call them chicks. One I call them Olga, one I call Cindy. They were just like very responsible. They just sat there. They were just bored and angry. Like, and they didn't know anything about that. They didn't know anything about Marissa over there. She was like in her 2nd semester. She didn't know A1C was. I'm surprised. Maybe she knows right now because they told her. Like, how are you trying to be a nurse? And maybe they didn't teach you that, but I mean, like, have some brains. And some of these, nurses, they didn't even know either. And I'm not even talking about, taking somebody's blood illegally in a psych ward. Every day you take like 2-3 vials of blood. Like, what the fuck you taking my blood for, huh? Who the fuck told you to take my blood? And like, screw your healthcare. Screw all of you. You want to take my blood? You want to fucking incarcerate me? Call me a crackhead? Go fuck yourselves. Story time of Marissa there and Patrick, right? And Terry, Patrick's mom. But anyway, it's about Marissa and Patrick. Like, it was, let me see. It had to be 2018, I think. Because I was working with Marek Kozlowski before he passed. And he was driving, it was a Ford, he was driving the Ford, box truck. I remember we went to Sayreville. I remember something happened. I was just playing with my mind. I was having these thoughts in my mind. It was very weird. And then we pull up to this liquor store. And I was like, oh, there was this Radler vodka that broke. So I was like, well, tell you what, I'll like pay for this 1 beer or something like that. I didn't want to bring it back. We had to recycle it, some shit like that. And then it was this girl. I mean, yeah, she was cute. That was Marissa. And I didn't talk to her. She just saw me. She started like smiling and something. She was looking at me. And it was this dude. I kind of figured, oh, well, that's probably her boyfriend or something like that. I did that. I handled my delivery. I go outside. And then, like, I think I don't know. I think I forgot. I think either he or she came up to. I think it was her. You know, because like she came up to me. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to get a job or something." I was like, "Well, why don't you go?" You know, there's a liquor store called Pied Piper's, Linden, New Jersey. You know, which Sayreville from Linden is like what, 7, 8, maybe 10 miles, and then even, He's like, "Oh, I know where that is." He's like, and I used to go there like every. It must have been 2018 or something like that, because I used to go there like almost every day. You know, I used to finish my job, have my beers, and go home. And then, it's like I stopped going there. And then, like a month, 2 months later, I saw her, there. I didn't put it together. I didn't, it's like a whole history, but I didn't know who they were, considering, years prior, they were, in my vet's office and stuff, including Patrick. Patrick, I definitely remember, because we bought my cat, Mujinek, which means, for lack of a sub-Saharan black person. Sub-Saharan person, which is black person in Polish. I didn't like that name for him. I brought him in, and he was hurt, and he was standing back to his back towards me, and my mom started laughing. Oh, you know what it means? He's like, and Patrick was there, said, yeah, my stepfather's Polish. He taught me that. Talking about Karolek. It's like I went to that vet. I had recorded. I was like, I want to pull out the people that worked here. Patrick and Marissa, like, we don't know it. We got flooded here. We don't have any records. All right, fuck you. Anyway, so like in 2018 or 19 or something like that, she started working at Pied Piper's. And I started going there. And I was like, oh, I mean, I was attracted to her. I didn't know, like, Patrick was the same dude that pretended to be, my son. Till later I put together when, like, he showed up at Pied Piper's when I told Marissa that I might have a son, and it was Patrick, because, like, this girl told me, and, like, they were trying to, make me feel like that. Then Patrick showed up at the bar some random day. And I put it together that I was her boyfriend and shit, because, I saw her Instagram, and, but it's like, it's just very weird. Like, he never even said anything to me. He was just very quiet and just, like, he had his head down. It's like, first of all, it was like, it was very, it was like creepy. It's like, why don't you just text me and stuff? Like, hey, let's meet up over here. Let's talk about this. You meet at a bar. It's like, what is that shit? It's very weird. It's like they wanted me to be like, oh my god, you're my son. Oh, what the fuck are you doing? And they're just very creepy and weird. Both of them. Like, they're just very, like, disgusting and ridiculous. But, that was like the last time I really, saw Patrick over there, at least to my knowledge. Who knows? Because I saw a lot of creepy dudes that look like him, and they're just like homo and like just very disturbed. Very odd. Very weird, but it's just like, you know, she would brag, like, not brag, say he's working with his, like, either stepfather or father doing something, and he's like, and he gained like 20, 30 pounds and something like that. And, she's like, oh, I don't want like a fat loser, fat old lady loser and stuff. I thought she referred to me. And before that we met, before we sat down, I was just like, what the fuck are you? It's like everybody plays this manipulating game, and then after all that, like 2020, I left Amtech, I was let go, whatever. I was collecting, and the sunlight was shining, and I had videos, like my eyes like turn at least look a different color. I saw Marissa. By the way, that was after like supposedly she gave birth or something like that. And I saw her, she's like, "Oh, your eyes look pretty." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, thanks." Hey, listen, do we have that beer over there? Do you have that? And she just didn't say. She's like, "I don't know." Like, all right, whatever. And I just walked away. That was the last time I saw her. I messaged her on Facebook. I said, "Hey, this is Patrick. This is mom's name, Terry." She didn't answer. She didn't want to answer. You know. But there's another thing. Like, there's certain people that didn't know who the father was of her baby. I heard. I was like, "Fuck it. Like, that's disgusting." It's creepy. And then people told me he didn't think it was his. I don't even know. I don't get into that. That's their personal business. I never thought it was like that. Very creeped out by that shit. Including Patrick's mom, Terry. But you all play your little things, party, and sleep whoever you want, right? I'm not like that. I'm really not. You know, I believe having a relationship. Sex is just sex. You know, I have my fantasy, this and that. But when it comes to like that, you know, I don't joke around like that. I'm serious. You know, I want something real and honest. I don't want, you know, to be with a dummy that might, you know, stick a knife in my back, literally or metaphorically. You know, I don't play with that. You know, and it's like, you know, before that the last time I saw Marissa and Pied Pipers, you know, when I told her, oh yeah, do you have that beer or something like that? Before that, I was actually trying to, you know, I had some money I was gonna get even before I left Antec. My money was short, you know. I was going paycheck to paycheck, and like, you know, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna save some money. I'm gonna get her like, you know, a gift for her kid, you know, when she has a kid and stuff like that. I don't think she even cared. You know, it's like, oh, whatever. I mean, you could, but you didn't have to. You know, like, what do you do with somebody like that? You know, and I'm not gonna get into the level. It's like, if you don't even like, not just say, oh, thanks. I don't care about that, but it's like, you know, it's kind of a nice thing. If you don't even comprehend that, how the hell are you gonna comprehend being a nurse? I mean, by somebody's bedside where they're hurting or dying, have compassion and know how to figure something out. I mean, this is your little world right there, you know? That's your little starlet right there. Like 1,000 Instagram pictures and Patrick's account or some shit. You know, that's personal, but like what do you want from me? You know, Luke had a lot of ideas. He was me. It was me. He was just like me. As he got manipulated, fucked up by people like you. I'm not gonna let you do that. I already told you. I still have ideas. You still shit on me. You know? And 75% of nurses quit. I could give a fuck if 100% quit. I could give a fuck. You know why? Because before I made it to the hospital, you people would have fucking taken my fucking life. Including a couple times in the fucking hospital. Yeah, I'm in the gutter, you fucking niggers. Use the N-word for you, and YouTube's gonna give me a strike. Ooh, I'm hurt. You know? I don't give a fuck about people. You don't give a fuck about me. You don't care about anyone that's good and decent and, you know, respectful. You hate that. You don't understand it. You're confused by it. Chances are you think it's creepy and evil. I mean, how demented are you fucking retards? You're like 3-4 feet tall, you drink, you do coke, and you fuck hookers. Who the fuck are you? You gonna say, like, I'm what? I'm gonna suck somebody's dick in the afterlife? My mom's gonna watch, you little faggot Edwin? Yeah. You know, I see you in person, yeah. I'm not gonna touch your hands. I'm gonna do this little handshake. Take that little fucking shit, go somewhere else. I'll give you a fist bump. I'll say, how you doing? You working this and that? And I'll go. I could record and ask you some questions. I'm not into that. You know, I've been through a lot of trauma. PTSD is a bitch. Except most of you don't even have a brain. So you go through that shit, you probably don't even feel it. You know? Shit I've been through is fucking crazy. You know? Nothing about 2020. After that too. And you